Hello everyone, I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Dark Souls 2, Skull of the First Sin. Yep. Last we left off, we did Aldia's Keep. Yep. We did the whole thing. Yep. Started off at the Shaded Woods Crossroads bonfire. Yeah, the bonfire had like 3 different paths, one leading to the castle, one leading to Shaded Woods, and then the other one led to Aldia's Keep. Yep, so we took that path, dealt with the ogre. Luckily, the kobolds ignored us, yep, and we came upon the King's Gate. Yep, guarded by a lonesome Sia Knight, and we took care of him. Yep, so we proceeded inside, yep, through the gates, yep, and then we came upon Aldia's Keep. Yep, cleared out the surrounding the outside area. There was I think a petrified dragon bone, some other odds and ends, a malformed skull, I think it was called. It's a little great hammer type weapon. Yep, and the only enemies outside are the little kobolds. Yeah, they're not particularly tough, but they can bleed and they can petrify you, so if you're not careful, you can get swarmed and petrified. So that's not a good thing to do. Nope. But those kobolds are the ones that will drop Black Knight weapons and maybe one or two other things. But I know for sure the Black Knight weapons. But we've collected all of them as far as I ever could tell. Yeah, I think we have all the Black Knight weapons, so no need to farm them for their stuff. And then we came upon the hut, and inside the hut was the bonfire, as well as Lucatiel of Mira. If you've been following Lucatiel's little quest line, that's her final stop. Yep. And if you summoned her for 3 fights, and she survived for 3 fights, she'll also give you her weapon and armor set. Yeah, she's basically in the final staging of hollowing. Yeah, she's forgetting who she is. Yeah, I'm assuming I believe she told us at the beginning that she came here in pursuit of someone, of her brother, I think she called him, or later revealed to be her brother. I'm pretty sure she found him, they had a fight, and she lost. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. At least that's what I think happened. Yeah, so she lost the fight, hollowing got worse, and before she fully succumbed to it, she asked us to remember her name, Lucatiel of Mira. And so we'll remember, don't worry. Yep, so we got her weapon, the Mira Great Sword, as well as her Lucatiel's armor set. Yep, and then we made our way into the keep. Yep, picking up I think a Radiant Life Gem and maybe a soul item along the way. Yep, and we got into the little doorway? There's a proper word for it, I just don't know what it is. Yeah, you go through the front gate and it's the little area before the actual entrance. Causeway? I'll call it a causeway. Yeah. In that little section, we were invaded by, I think you pronounce it Acetil or something like that. Acetil or Acetil. Yeah, it's basically Lucatiel's brother that she was following. Yeah, he invades there. He's not too bad. I mean, he can hurt, but just I think we had our twin katanas and manslayer, so we just kind of swung at him with our stone ring, staggered him every time we hit. He got poisoned, and we let the poison do its job. Yeah. So he defeated him. He does have a very rare chance of dropping his weapon. I think it's called the Old Mira Greatsword. It's weaker than the Mira Greatsword Lucatiel gave us, but it does have some other lore on it, but I don't know, I'll have to look up what it says, but I don't think I've ever gotten it myself. I just know it exists. No, I've never gotten it myself. Because he only spawns once per playthrough, so better use that bonfire ascetic if you wanna get it. But yes, we dealt with him. Yeah, even if you did want to talk to Lucatiel, once we sat at the bonfire after talking with her, she's gone. Yeah, so couldn't go back to talk to her. But yeah. So after that invader, we made our way into the keep proper, where we were greeted by a giant dragon skeleton. Yep, sitting in the hallway. Yep. Yeah, so the first thing we did is we cleared out the first floor. There's a sconce on the floor. If you do light it, a forlorn will spawn. Yep, a red phantom forlorn. He's not the forlorn that spawned from those sconces. Do not count towards get the forlorn armor set and weapons from Strayed. But they don't count towards that. So if you're unlucky enough not to have them invade, those ones won't work. So, yep. But we lit the sconce, took care of the forlorn, and realized that lighting the sconce lit one of the lights in the main hall. Yeah, by the front door. There's like 4 of them, two on each side of the door. And if you light the sconce, one of the lights on the walls lights up. So, yep, light all 4 sconce, all 4 lights light up, and the dragon does something. But we only got the one so far. And after that, we went. It's like a little hallway under the stairs. To the left was a lever, which would free Sorcerer Navlin. I would not recommend doing it, at least not until you get his open up his merchant shop. So, once you got his merchant shop, bought all the things from him, did his little assassination quest lines, then you could probably free him. But until then, I would just recommend keeping him there. Because on the other side of the switch is Sorcerer Navlin. Yep, he imprisoned himself there just to keep him from killing other people. He's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type situation. Yeah. You have the one side who is pretty nice, easygoing, and you have this other side who's just going to be a menace and do whatever he wants. And in his case, he's going to kill everybody he wants. Yep. So he said God gave him his powers, might as well put him to use. So, if you approach him while human, you get the Dr. Jekyll side. If you approach him while hollowed, you get Mr. Hyde. So, he has that 2 personalities. Yep. So, we first met him when we were human, so we didn't have much to say. Just, leave him alone, keep him in prison, and just go away. So, and then after that, went upstairs. Trying to remember what was upstairs. I think the second level had a chest containing, I think, a bonfire aesthetic. Or, no, that one had a twilight herb. Yep. And then back underneath, or second level, past the stairs, to the back, we have rows of king mirrors. Yep, king mirrors. Same mirrors that were used as the Looking Glass Night Shield. Yeah, so 3 of them had red phantoms pop out. If you can get one of them out at a time, they're not too bad. Yeah, a good old Great Lightning Spear, I think, chunked their health. Yeah, so dealt with those phantoms. I think it was like a soul item. I think a twinkling titanite or something like that. And at the end of the hall was a chest containing a bright bug, as well as a summon sign for Sellsword Luit, which we didn't bother summoning. Yep. And then after that, we made our way up the stairs where we had to unpetrify a ogre. No, we had to unpetrify an ogre to get to the second floor, I think. Trying to remember. Yes? Was it? Yeah, we had to unpetrify an ogre in order to progress. Yeah, so we dealt with him. He dropped the Dragon Acolyte mask. So yeah, it was the Dragon Acolyte mask. Yeah, so continue up. Yeah, then we got to the top floor, where there was a giant basilisk. Dealt with him. I think he drops a Twinkling Titanite. Yep, there's 2 more petrified statues, which we're not going to bother unpetrifying at the moment, not until we can confirm we have enough fragrant branches for that. Because those 2, one drops bonfire ascetic, the other one drops like wilted dusk herbs and Elizabeth mushrooms. Useful, but not necessary. So they're going to stay there until we can confirm we can unpetrify them. And it's also 2 more statues here in Shaded Woods we got to unpetrify for stuff. But again, we'll have to see if we have enough. And then after that, there was another sconce on that top level where we lit it, dealt with the forlorn that spawned, and at the chest at the end was 2 bonfire aesthetics. And then after that, we went through the double gates, or there's another word for it, but it's where one door closes and the other one opens up. It's like a lock gate or something. Yeah, it's a lock. We'll just call it a lock. A lock gate. And so we pull the lever, door behind us closed, door in front opened, and that led us to a big old hallway with a bunch of creatures chained up on the ceiling, in cages hanging from the ceiling. The first thing we did is we hit the Ferris Lockstone on the right, just to light up the hallway. And then after that, we just kind of ran down the hallway, knocking paintings over, revealing dragon acolytes, kind of like the Aldia's research assistants. There's quite a number of them in here. They're not too bad, but yeah, so we 2 of them were revealed by paintings. There was an ogre halfway through, which we dealt with. And then after that, we continued down. I'm trying to remember if we did there was another sconce in that hallway. I'm trying to remember if we did that first, or we dealt with the other ogre through the gates. Either way, we lit the 3rd sconce in that hallway, dealt with the forlorn, and assuming we then went and aggroed the ogre on the other side of the gate. He busted the wall down. And we actually had to use him to open up a door. Yeah, bust through another doorway. Yeah, because that door is locked. There's no way to open it. I think not, except with the Aldia key might open it, but we didn't have it at the time. But I knew an ogre would be able to bust through it, so lured it to hit that wall. He busted through, dealt the ogre. In that chest was the malformed shell great hammer. Just kind of another piece into the cruel experiments conducted by Aldia in his keep. His quest for the essence of life. And then after that, I think we went back down to the first door on the left, which revealed like a little laboratory, stairs down, hidden bonfire on the left on the way down. Yep, and at the bottom was the last sconce. Yep, as well as a little acid pool area, which we cleared out first. Yeah, dealt with the 2 undead dogs. Disrobed everything. Went into the corrosive acid, grabbed the items. It was like a dragon bone, petrified dragon bone. I think the geyser spell. Maybe another bonfire aesthetic. There was some other things, maybe a soul item. But we cleared that little area out, and then we lit the sconce, dealt with the last forlorn, and then after that went back up, and trying to remember real quick. There was another ogre, I think. But did we use the first ogre to bust through the wall containing the malformed shell? Then we used the second ogre to attempt to open up a doorway, see if he would bust it open, because I know that one had to be opened with the Aldia's key. But I think we went to try to bust it open, but I goofed and got into the doorway, and he killed us. Yep. And he grabbed us and munched. And so, luckily, the silver lining was that we needed to be hollow in order to talk to Sorcerer Navlin again, just to initiate his little assassination quest line. And so we went back to him, talked with him, met with the Mr. Hyde of his personality. He asked us to, kill for him, otherwise he would break out and kill more people, and we agreed to do it. His first task was to bring him the ladder miniature from Gilligan, but we decided to push it off. I'm actually going to push it off till after the Dragon Shrine, just so I can kind of fit it in with one of the Giant's memories, but we'll do it, don't worry, we'll do it. And after that, went back to the hallway, cleared it out again, although this time, actually, before we went back to Sorcerer Navlin after dying, the dragon came to life. Yep. Because we lit all 4 sconces, all 4 lights in the main hall were lit up. That means the dragon came to life. Yep. it did one last attempt at getting somebody. Yeah, so go through the door. It rumbles. It gets up. It launches itself at you. But the only thing you really had to do is get back into the little causeway, and you should be safe. So the dragon does its last hurrah, gives you the Aldia key. Yep, and that key is what we use to unlock the door on the right side. Yep. Yeah, so clear out the hallway again. Open up the first door on the right side. Realized there was a prowling magus at the back who's going to spam spells at us. So I think we went to the other way, to the back door, to that room. Took care of him. Took care of the gargoyle. Cleared out the acolytes. In that room were 3 mimics. Yep, there are 3 mimics in that room. They don't really drop much of anything. I mean, they drop some good stuff, but nothing noteworthy, like herbs and I think it's like herbs, maybe like a bonfire ascetics, something. Yeah, I mean, nothing important, but definitely useful. Yeah, so we cleared them out, and at the back of that little door, that room was a lever, which if you pull, releases the cages on the ceiling. Yep. So after releasing the cages, stepped out. I think the first thing we did was killed a mimic. He dropped another Frank branch of yore. So now we have like quite a few, I think. Yeah, we have 5 right now, so we should be able to unpetrify at least a few more people. I know I need 1 in Dragon Aerie. I know that for sure. Well, actually, I might have enough to unpetrify the other 2 people we need to unpetrify, but we'll probably do that probably at the end. But yeah. And so he dropped so the mimic dropped the Frank branch of yore. Then we dealt with a enhanced undead who dropped 3 twinkling titanite. Dealt with another ogre. I think he dropped a sage's hood. I think he dropped this. Yeah, the dragon sage hood. And then there was another mimic which also dropped a black witch staff, which we already had plenty of, so it's kind of pointless. And then after that, we went back towards the other end of the hallway. Another ogre busting through a doorway. Dealt with him. Grabbed, I think, a soul item. And then we came upon the dragon, or the guardian dragon. Yep, the boss. Yep, he's kind of a dragon in a bird cage. Yeah, he's pretty straightforward. He's not too bad. As long as he's not flying around, he's actually pretty easy. You just gotta whack at his ankles and avoid his stomps. Yeah, but he likes to fly around. He likes to cling to the cage walls, and yeah. So if you don't have a range attack or range attack of any kind, whether bows, sorceries, hexes, whatever, yeah, he can be annoying. He's not hard again, but he can be annoying. So yeah, I should have stuck with my lightning spears and just chucked it at him when I could, but no, I wanted to fight a melee for some reason. But we did eventually beat him up. Got his dragon soul. Yep. Then we pressed forward to take care of an invisible hollow. Picked up a dragon scale, which is used for a covenant. Took a long elevator ride up into the clouds. Came upon the dragon Aerie, where we talked with the Emerald Herald. She gave us the Aged Feather, which is a infinite use homeward bone type item. Yeah, it's basically like homeward, but as an item. Yeah, it just returns you to the last bonfire you sat at, and it's infinite use, so that's good. And then after that, we hit the first bonfire in Aries, and that was it. Yep, that was it. And that's all we did. Between episodes, I'm trying to remember what I did exactly. I don't quite remember. Oh, wait, I did. So I created a save state. I used a cloud save to kind of like have a save state, and then I went and respec'd into a heavy intelligence build, thinking the geyser spell. Let me show you this one here. The soul geyser spell here. I respected it to see if I can use that or see what. Respect into that. I tested it out, and it was not what I thought it was. No, I thought it was kind of like a Comet Azure type spell from Elden Ring. You just kind of charge it up and you blast just a ray of magic damage. But that's not what it does. No, it basically casts several homing soul spears. Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of let down. I was disappointed. I thought it was going to be like another beam, but nope. It's a bunch of soul spears. It's strong, don't get me wrong. It is very powerful, but it was not what I thought, so... Okay, reverted back to my old save, so still on our heavy faith build here. Yep, and I think I went and farmed some more Twinkling Titanites and some more Titanite chunks. Upgraded some things, I believe. I think I upgraded stuff. Oh, I also went and farmed the rest of the Dragon Acolyte items. Yep. So I have the Aldius hammer here, which is, not used as a weapon, but as an instrument to dissect the bodies of victims of their experimentations. And say Lord Arlia was the king's older brother and helped found Drangelic. But he later lost interest in the land's fortunes. Yep. Yeah, so I went back into Aldius Keep just to farm the rest of that stuff. So I have their weapons, I have their shield. Yeah. Crafted from the skull of some creature that outlived its usefulness for experimentation. The particular figure known as Lord Aldia kept giants in his manor and attempted to recreate a dragon, but after some time was not heard from again. Yep, so just keep that in mind. He experimented on giants in the manor to recreate a dragon. Yep. So just keep that line in mind. We already got the helmet from them. We have the Acolyte's robes. Yeah, but rumors suggest that during the course of their work, their thoughts were not their own. Which means they got controlled by something, probably Aldia. It's designed to bear the brunt of the ritual sacrifices, gushing blood. So I have the rest of their armor set. Also went and farmed the Prowly Magus, hoping to get its mask and shield. All I got was the mask, which is a pretty cool mask, I will say. Yeah, strange mask worn by Aldia warlocks. Grants dark defense and increased soul acquisition. Warlocks and Aldias gave rise to wicked things, and even cast forbidden ritual upon themselves. No one knows if they were born mad, or if their own misdeeds drove them over the edge. Yep, it does provide more souls, same as the Seldora hood. It does stack with all the other soul increasing items. Oh, I think it also improves intelligence by like 2. If I could find it real quick. Yeah, it improves intelligence by 2. So, it's a pretty interesting mask. Yep. He can't drop a shield. I haven't gotten it yet. It's kind of a pain to farm that spot because you have to deal with all the acolytes and the gargoyle, so it's a pain. But luckily the gargoyle does drop Twinkling Titanites every now and then, so... And the acolytes drop petrified dragon bones, so I have quite a number of those. Got quite a number of those now. Yep, so I farmed that spot for that stuff. Some more Twinkling Titanite in the Shrine of Amana from the Archdrake Warriors. I think a few chunks from the Tar Monsters in Black Gulch. Upgrade a few things, I believe. I don't quite remember. I think it was mostly farming for items in Aldius Keep. But yep. And with all the souls I got, I did improve our vitality or vigor. Yep, I got it up to 40. Yep. So that was like I think another 10 levels. Yeah, that's no joke. Yeah. But yep, so that's basically all I did between episodes. Yep, farm Aldius Keep, leveled up, upgrade some stuff. And today we're going to do Dragon Aeries. Yep, the whole thing. Yeah, because there's no real breakpoint in between Dragon Aeries, so might as well do the whole thing again, or in one episode. So this might be another long one. I have a feeling these last two are going to be pretty long. Yeah, the Aeries and the Shrine both don't have a natural breakpoint in the middle. So we're just going to do the whole thing in one go. But so that's the plan. Dragon Aeries. But actually, before that, we're going to actually talk with Man Scorpion Tark here. I forgot something about him. Yep. Once you kill Duke Seldora after the Deer Dukes Freya, he'll have something new for us. So the first thing we're going to do is talk to him. Then we're going to go back to Dragon Aeries and do that. And our equipment for today, at least starting off, our Claymore plus 10, trusty Claymore. Hunter's Blackbow, because we will be needing to snipe some stuff, so it's probably help. Dragon Chime, Phoenix Parma, because there is a NPC invader, Fencer Sharon, I believe. She'll invade, but so I mainly have this for her, just so I can attempt to parry. But it also has really good fire defense, so hopefully it could do a little bit against the dragons, but probably not much, if anything. Soldier Ring plus 1 just to keep our equip load relatively manageable. Ring of Blades plus 1 because it's pure physical. Colanthi Ring just for faster regen. And Flame Quartz plus 1, again fighting some dragons. Hopefully deal with some of their fire breaths. And armor for today has got the Hexer Hood, again mainly for the additional casts, spell casts. Yep. And we've got Velset's armor, gauntlets, and greaves. Yep. Giving us some pretty solid physical defense, and with the ring, a respectable fire defense, which is what I was looking for. So, yep. Got our flask, Radiant Life gems. Got Holy Water urns because there are undead citizens about. I need a good throwing item to use against them. I figured these would probably be good at that. Because there's a few undead citizens, the guys who belly flop into explosions. I believe the ones up there will break your armor. I think they do durability damage with their explosion. So hopefully we can get them before they get us. Others are going to be making several trips back to Leonardgrast. Yep. Got our Aged Feather. Yep. Arrows, poison arrows. Here are the stats. Again, 10 levels into Vigor, so now we have some decent health. We're going to focus on Endurance, and then Vitality, then Attunements, and then probably some Dexterity after that. Yep. Alright, I have 2 copies of Great Lightning Spear, Heavenly Thunder, and 2 copies of Sunlight Blade. Yep. Of the Hexer Hoods, we got, 4 per Lightning Spear, and 2 per Sunlight Blade, so looking really good. Alright, I think I rambled on long enough. So we just get to it? Yeah, let's get to it. Alright, first things first. Man Scorpion Tark. Oh, forgot. In order to talk to him, we have to actually put on the Ringer Whispers. Alright, Tark.
What skill. You've defeated my master. But our master never dies. And he changes form, so that he may seethe for all eternity. Brave human, you have yet to face your greatest perils. Take these. May joy await you at the end of your travels.
Give this Black Scorpion Stinger and the second Dragon Ring. Alright. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's referencing the Duke's Deer Freya, because again, with her soul or weapons that you get from it, it references some sort of writhing or ruins or something like that occupied it, that took control of it and morphed it into the monster it became. But I'm pretty sure you only get this stuff if you kill Duke Seldora. Yeah, in that little room past the Duke's Deer Freya. But either way, if you kill Duke's Deer Freya, take care of Duke Seldora, you get it regardless. So, anything else?
I have no gods to pray to. But still, I pray that your journey will be safe.
Alright, I think that's everything.
I have no... but...
Yep, alright. Man, Scorpion, Tark. So let's put on our ring back on. Here's the second dragon ring. It's just a better version of the first dragon ring. Yeah, although it is significantly less, or much less durability. Yeah, the dragon rings only have like 30, 25, I think like 20 for the final one. So they're powerful, but they break really easily. So just be very careful. But I think the dialogue, I think the text is the same. Yeah. Also got a stinger. It's a rapier. Or a thrusting sword with poison on it. Nice. No scaling though. Man Scorpion Tark's thrusting sword. The Scorpion pincer guard contains poison, which is ejected into foes pierced by the blade. Tark's past is a thing obscure, but then again, do any of us know who we are, let alone what we may have been? Yep. Kind of referencing the hollowing of the player character. Yep. Yep. Again, it doesn't have any scaling bonuses, so what you get is what you get. So it's probably pretty good on low-level builds, or builds that are not focused on physical attributes. All right, you can kill him again for another second dragon ring and another man scorpion, the stinger from Valencia, but we're not gonna do that. We have no need to kill him, so I'm just gonna leave him alone. All right. Let's go to the dragon Aerie. I think it's about time we actually start. Alright, what was that all about? That was an interesting little sound effect. To the dragon Aerie. Yeah, the dragon Aerie has a bunch of stuff. Yep. It's got 3 more guardian dragons. This time they're not quite as flyy. They'll hang around the ground more often, but yeah. There's also again a bunch of undead citizens that do belly flops that pretty sure degrade your equipment. There's also a whole bunch of twinkling titanite, the crystal lizards, I mean. Yeah, I think it's like 10 or so in here, but there's also the invader, fencer Sharon, a whole bunch of goodies. Definitely recommend doing this place, if not for the crystal lizards, but for all the other items you gather. But alright, so the first thing we're actually going to do, again, up this ladder, across the zip line. There's that item there you can jump down to. Yep. So the first thing we're going to do is going to cross the bridge. Yeah, definitely recommend doing this first, because this bridge is a rickety bridge, as you can see. But another thing is that if you, as the course of clearing out the dragon Aeries, if you break the various dragon eggs strewn about, I don't know what there's a limit. I think if you just break at least one, or if there's a certain number, but either way, you break dragon eggs throughout here. As you cross this bridge, the dragons are going to swoop down, destroy the bridge, and you're dead. Yeah, it's like unavoidable. I don't know what to say. It's just hooey. And so that's why the first thing we're going to do is going to cross the bridge, hit the first bonfire in the shrine, and then come back and clear out the Aerie, just so we don't have to deal with this shenanigans of a bridge. But hopefully we should be able to cross, but let's hope. we go. Now in the Dragon Shrine, first bonfires in here. We'll also get a another visit from Aldia. It's Mini Aldia. Just kind of show he can control his size. What's up, my man?
Young Hollow, how you grapple without falter with this dreadfully twisted world.
Well, we're trying to right this twisted world, that's what.
Peace grants men the illusion of love. Shackled by falsehoods they yearn for love, unaware of its grand illusion. Until the curse touches their flesh. We are bound by this yoke. As true as the dark that turns within men.
Yep. True as the dark within men. Yep. Or humanity at that.
All men trust fully the illusion of life. But is this so wrong? A construction of facade, and yet a world full of wounds and scandals. Young Hollow, are you intent on shattering the yoke, spoiling this wonderful falsehood?
Well, yes we are. We're going to shatter this yoke. Expose the lie of, that is, life, I guess.
I am Aerie. I sought to shed the yoke of fate, but failed. Now, I only await an answer. Seek the throne. Seek light, dark, and what lies beyond.
Again, I'm pretty sure if you say yes to all his encounters, he will show up in the final boss after Nishandra, but apparently there's possibly a second little trigger you have to do. You have to kill Vendrick before you kill Nishandra for him to show up. But I do plan on killing Vendrick before Nishandra anyway, so that's possibly another trigger, but for now, just light the bonfire. So now we have access to Dragon Aeries. I mean, the Dragon Shrine. I have to travel the rickety bridge again. So now we can go back to the Aeries and explore it properly without have to worry about breaking dragon eggs. So we can just bust them up to get to the items, to get to the enemies. Alright. Now we're on to the Dragon Aeries proper. Instead of up the ladder, we're going this way. Well, there's like several different drop downs we can do. There's that one drop down across the zip line over there. It's a pretty tricky drop. It is possible, but more often than not, you're going to miss a few times. I mean, we'll get it, but we'll probably die a few times. There's another drop down right there. Actually, we can get that right now. Let's go grab it. I think we can grab it by going up the ladder. I think it should be over here. There's that zip line that comes back, but we can just hop down. Oh, we didn't have to hop down. We were just gonna walk around. There's a drop down here. Twinkling Titanite. Yep, and this is a dead end. We got a homeward bone, H-feather, homeward, whatever you got. Yep. Right. Nope. That we want to go this way. bridge. Alright, so in Skull of the First Sin, they added this guy here to kind of block the rest of Dragon Aries. They also dropped, normally this in the original game, this guy wasn't here. You had to go through Dragon Aerie in order to get to that zip line across and drop down that ladder to the bonfire room. But in Skull of the First Sin, the ladder's already down, so you can go up, skip the whole Aries if you want. But if you want to do the Aries, you have to unpetrify this guy. So, do you want to do the Aries? So we will unpetrify him. Don't worry, the bridge isn't going to fall if you cut it. Excuse me, sir. Alright. We got explodey citizens. Yeah, they're around random corners, so right there. Bonfire aesthetic. Don't mind if I do. That's the way up. Oh, there's a crystal lizard. There we go. And the lizard dropped large shard, twinkle titanite, and a pale stone. Nice. Gem. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, there's quite a number of crystal lizards throughout. I'm pretty sure there's like 10 or so in total. Yeah. These are the dragon eggs. If you want to get past here, you have to actually break them. But since we already got the shrine, the shrine bonfire, we don't care. Yeah, but since we actually don't want to go this way just yet. But since we broke the eggs, the dragon up top is already awake. Yeah, I should have waited, but yeah. If you break the dragon eggs, well, normally this guy up here, he's asleep. The only way to wake him up is to either attack him or break an egg. And we did the dumb thing, we broke an egg. I should have waited, but I didn't realize he would actually hear that or trigger that, but oh well. So we're gonna have to fight him. We have to deal with some undead citizens as well. You can hear them. A bunch of crystal lizards. Again, yeah, there's a few crystal lizards. The chunk, twinkling titanite, dark night stone. Yep. One of them already ran away, so we'll have to reload the air for him. But and these guardian dragons are actually much easier than the boss version. Yeah, they don't really fly around, so they're much easier to deal with. There is 3 of them in total, and again, if you don't, they should be asleep. As long as you don't break an egg nearby or attack them, they'll stay asleep. All right, Sunlight Blade, Heavily Thunder, did what I kind of wanted to do: hit multiple times, do some decent damage. All right, first dragon you kill, guaranteed to drop the Flank Quartz Ring +2. So just put that on. I think it provides 257 to 357, so 100 fire defense. Pretty cool, pretty good. Yep, he doesn't respawn, so once you kill the dragon, he's gone. Yep, so don't have to worry about him anymore. Alright, so again, there's a few crystal lizards up here we have to take care of, but... Brave item, brave warrior, bolt stone... Perfect. That's what I wanted to see. Ow. It's not what I wanted to see. Okay. Holy water urns do extra damage to the undead. Do extra damage to them, so that's what I wanted to see was a one-hit kill. But, yeah, as you saw, we got hit by his explosion and we took some serious durability damage to our armor in particular. Not our weapons, but to our armor. Yeah. So, we gotta be careful. Okay. So I guess they come at us once we go towards these eggs. But got another dragon tooth. Next stone. There's another crystal lizard up here. Really? Are you kidding me? I hate the Dark Souls 2 and low-lying enemies. You just can't hit them. This is terrible. Right, so there's that crystal lizard. There's another one up here for sure. Alright. I think it came from over here. Let's check out what's up here. That leads us across to another one. Okay, so nothing up here, huh? That's fine. That's fine. Alright. Alright, so we have this way over here. We have the one downstairs. Let's do the one down below first. I think we can just drop down, yep. Drop down. I'm pretty sure this is where Fencer Sharon invades. I think she invades in here. I think she'll invade like right here. Oh, she fades over there. Okay. That's fine. Let her come, let her come. Hopefully we can parry. Oh. That was probably a perfect opportunity to backstab, but... a bit slow. Yeah, that's her whip sword. I call BS on that for sure. She was nowhere near our back. I call BS. Yeah, oh well. When in doubt, switch over to the spear. Anyway, I call shenanigans, but... Alright, shall we do that again? At least this will give us an opportunity to take care of those other crystal lizards. We need to be careful. I don't have that many... that's fine. I don't have that many holy water urns, so we gotta be careful. I should have bought a bunch of more from... should have bought a bunch more from Targray when I could have. Alright. So we have 2 crystal lizards. this one first. Oh, come on. There we go. Shard, large shard, and a slab. Nice. Alright, so as long as we don't go towards those eggs, those guys won't come at us. There we go. Oop. There we go. Nice. A chunk, petrified dragon bone, and mundane stone. Don't mind if I do. Alright. Got them both. Nice. You, sir. There we go. You stuck in a corner. Ah, Jesus Christ, I hate that. Should have buffed my weapon first. Whatever. We'll have another opportunity, don't worry. Alright, so we need to go this way. When in doubt, spear. Alright, Fencer Sharon. Ooh, got a gold pod resin. Nice. Alright. Round 2. I have no problem fighting you here. Come on. Get our stamina back. Aha. There we go. Spencer Sharon has been vanquished. Got an effigy. When in doubt, use a spear. Alright. So with her down, all the invaders should be dealt with. Yeah. Should we just continue this way? Yeah, we'll go this way. There's that item there we have to get from the zip line above. That's going to take several tries. Actually here. There we go. Dark pine resin? Alright. Okay, so we came upon the ambushers. I guess they were here to ambush us when we got up this way. I think that is... That's the other way around. Okay. So it's a different way to go. Alright. So good thing we went this way first. Just to clear out those ambushers. So let's backtrack back to the bridge up top. Now we'll go this way. Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure you can't jump this because of the little guardrail. And you come upon this guy, not realizing there's those three in there, and they'll come right at you. Life gem? Don't mind if I do. I know there's another drop down somewhere. But let's Cross the next rickety bridge. There we go. I think the next drop down's a bit further on. Sir. Sir. Alright. Should be another guardian dragon. Yep, there he is. Just take care of the peripheries first. Yep. Especially this guy right here. Pretty sure he can heal the dragon. We don't want him healing a dragon. Nope. Dragon bone. Let's see. Pretty good shot on a crystal lizard. Although it'll probably wake the dragon if we go after it. Various dragon eggs strewn about. There's another crystal lizard over there. We'll probably run towards the dragon if we go after it. Oh, there's another one there. Yep. Yeah, you're definitely not going to get all the crystal lizards. Not on the first run through, no. Requires like 2 or 3 to get all of them. Trying to plan of attack. Let's just go this way. Okay, so again, he'll stay asleep until you attack him or you break an egg. Buff up, hoping we can one-shot this crystal lizard. Really? Are you kidding me? These crystal lizards are dumb. Coming through, Mr. Dragon. Wow. Wow. Oop, I forgot. Got tail slam. Only hit him once, Tom. Ow. Thought I was gonna not get hit by that, but... Alright. And he's guaranteed to drop a Fire Tempest. Our second copy of that. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, second copy of that. Okay. These crystal lizards are so dumb. It's like you can't hit them, really. They're so low to the ground. Magic stone, and we're doing just under the amount we need to kill them in one hit, which is. Crystal lizards are going to be the pain in the ass. Sorry for my language, but let's go through here first. Explodey guy. You'll probably get hit through the wall if you're not careful. We have another dragon and a crystal lizard. Instead of doing that, let's go this way, see where this takes us. Which just take us to the other dragon. It's just, I just want to see what's there. Here's another drop down with no return. So we'll do that after the dragon. So I think there's no return. But we'll do that later. Oh yeah, it just leads us to the dragon. Yeah, you can see crystal lizard run towards the eggs. There's another one up there with the guy up there. There's probably another crystal lizard in here somewhere. So we'll go back up, we'll do the drop down onto the undead citizen and onto the crystal lizard. Hopefully we can kill it in one hit, but knowing my luck, that's not going to happen. Nope. But there we go. Down. Yep, it's already running, but that's fine. It's already gone. The fact that we can't kill in one hit is really pissing me off. Alright. Will this work? Will this be any better? But, wow, that was actually much better. He drops Twinkly Titanite, Boltstone, Palestone. Alright, so if we see a crystal lizard, just use this. We're just going to use this. Anyway. Fire Drake Stone. Dragon Charm. And some more items. Cross. All right. Heavenly Thunder doing its job. Alright. He's guaranteed to drop Twinkly Titanite, Petrified Dragon Bone, and Petrified something. Nice. Yeah, so now all the dragons are dead, so we can come back, get these crystal lizards without really only have to deal with the undead citizens. Ring of the Evil Eye +1. More health on kill. Bleed stone, don't mind if I do. Alright, so we have that drop down with no return. I think this just takes us back to the other side. Missed. You missed. Good. Yeah, it's the other side. Alright. So we've been here before. This is where the zip line takes us. For drop downs. Yeah, so if we went across this rickety bridge this time, we would definitely die because we broke a ton of eggs. So we're not going to do that. This leads us back to the beginning. Yeah. Normally this is what you would take to get across, hit the ladder down. But no, instead we're actually going to go this way. That last drop down. This last drop down of no return. Take care of you. Gold pine resin. We have a ferrous lockstone. Okay, we already have a bunch. That's not really useful right now. Brave warrior. Sure, take it. And then there's no return, so we just have to age fed it back. Alright, let's rest up. Alright, so now all the crystal lizards are back, but again, they're going to be kind of a pain to get to, so I'll get them between episodes, and I'll tally up what we got. I know there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 we have to get, so I'll keep an eye on what we get from them, so I will go back between episodes to get them. Yeah, so the last thing we have to get is that item right there, and that one's tricky. We will probably die a few times trying to get to it. You basically have to hit the zip line and fall down, like let go. That's alright, so we're going to try and grab it. We'll probably miss a few times, so I'll probably cut to the successful attempt. Alright, let's go. Perfect. Soul of a great hero. Nice. I think that's 20,000 souls. Again, there's point of no return, so let's warp back. Alright. That is everything in the Dragon Aeries. Yeah. I think the only thing we have left is to gather the crystal lizards, but well, I'm trying to think real quick. It's really loud, but alright. You know what? With that, we'll call it an episode. Yeah, I'll keep this one somewhat short. Yep, so that's it. All we did was the Dragon Aeries. Yeah. The first thing we did was actually went back to Shaded Woods and talked with Man Scorpion Tark. Yeah, because he has a hold on. Let me turn it down a little bit. Alright, so the first thing we did is we talked with Man Scorpion Tark. Yeah, because I completely forgot about it. Once you kill the Dukes Dear Freya and Duke Zeldora, Man Scorpion Tark will give you a second dragon ring and his weapon, the Man Scorpion thrusting sword, or stinger. I think it's called the stinger. Yeah, the Black Scorpion stinger. Yep. Yeah, so he'll give you those two for, again, killing Duke Dear Freya. Duke Zeldora in particular, I believe, is the actual trigger. But kill them both, and you guarantee he'll give it to you regardless. Yep. Yeah, so that was the first thing we did. We got that from him. If you really want to, you could kill him again, or you can kill him and get another copy of the Black Scorpion stinger. I think from Valentia. I'm pretty sure he drops the second dragon ring if you kill him. So if you want two of those, you can kill him then, but I have no need for it. So, and then after that, we came to the dragon Aries. Yep. The first thing we did is we climbed up the ladder, hitched the zip line across, made our way through the rickety bridge, came here to the bonfire, where we encountered Aldia again. Yep, he showed up. He's basically talking about how, man's being deceived by the illusion of life, and how he's, I'm not quite sure how he phrased it, but, there's peace in the lie, the resplendence of life and all that stuff. He asked us if we intended to break that illusion, and we said yes. Yeah. So then he introduced himself as Aldia, how he tried to break the yoke but failed, and or at least break his fate and failed. So so I think that's the last encounter with him until after Nishandra. Yeah, so since we said yes to both of his encounters, and I'm pretty sure the other trigger I forgot to mention, or I'm not 100% sure on, is if you kill Vendrick before you kill Nishandra, then he'll show up. So, so we do plan on killing Vendrick before Nishandra anyway, so by saying yes to both questions, kill Vendrick before Nishandra, he'll show up as the final boss. So, so we talked with him, and after that we warped back to Dragon Aries, and then we did it proper. So we went to the first little nest. Let's call them dragon nests. Yeah, so we went through the first nest. Some of the undead citizens grabbed I think it was like a radiant life gem, and our first crystal lizard, which I don't quite remember what it dropped. I think it dropped like a twinkling titanite, a large shard, and a pale stone. Yep, and then after that I broke some eggs, woke up the dragon without realizing it, or I didn't realize it would wake up to those eggs. I thought it was just the ones up top, but nope. You break the eggs down below, and he'll get up. So as we broke the eggs, I realized that was where Fencer Sharon invades. So, so we went back up top, dealt with the dragon. Yep, some of the crystal lizards ran away, but we killed the dragon. It dropped the flame quartz ring +2. A ring that provides 100 fire defense. So that's a good ring. Oops. And then after that, we cleared out the undead citizens. I think another crystal lizard we were able to get. I think dropped another twinkling titanite, a chunk, and a pale stone or a dark night stone. Yeah. And then we picked up another dragon tooth. Yep. Got frustrated by not being able to hit the crystal lizards because they're dumb. Their hitbox is really low to the ground, and a lot of our weapons swing right over it. So it's so I have to find a weapon that can consistently hit, which I think we do have one. I think it's the CN halberd. It seemed like it was consistent in hitting them, at least the one. But so I'll have to go back and get all the other crystal lizards that I forgot. But anyway, so after that we went down. They went down to where Fencer Sharon invades. Yep, she invades across the bridge. We let her come to us, and we fought. And I call shenanigans because somehow she got a backstab, even though she didn't hit her back. She was at her side. I don't know. It's Dark Souls 2. Hitboxes are wonky, I'll say the least. But I call shenanigans anyway. So so we died. Yep. Popped an effigy. Went back to the first dragon nest. Luckily, got some more of the crystal lizards. I think we got 2 of them this time, luckily. I think they both dropped a twinkling titanite. I think one of them also dropped a petrified dragon bone, and I think the other one dropped like a shard. It's another infusion stone of some sort. The crystal lizards here in Aries, they drop some good stuff, so definitely recommend running through it 2 or 3 times just to get all the crystal lizards. Yep, so after that, we went back down to Fencer Sharon, busted out our lightning spear. Although I should probably just use their regular spear, but oh well. Yep. But this time we killed Fencer Sharon. Yep. I got an effigy out of it, some souls, and then we crossed the bridge, disabled the ambush on the other side. And if you cross that bridge in particular, you come up behind 3 undead citizens that would rush out at you if you took the quote normal path. But we snuck up behind them, poked them dead. Yep. And we went back to the nest, took the other quote proper way across. Yep. Dealt another undead, picked up I think a old radiant gem. Yep. And we made our way to the second nest. Yep. I'm trying to remember what the layout is. Instead of going directly into the nest, we hit the peripheries. Another undead citizen, as well as a priestess. Yeah, for some reason. Yeah. Definitely recommend killing the priestess first, because I'm pretty sure she can and will heal the dragon. So it makes that fight a bit harder. Yeah, so we dealt with her. I think it was a petrified dragon bone down there. And then we took on the dragon. Yep. Took on the dragon. Killed it. It guarantees to drop the Fire Tempest. Yep. And unfortunately, the crystal lizards all scattered. I think we only got one, if that. But I think it was a good one. I think that one had like a chunk, a large shard, and a slab. So that's definitely a good one to get. Yep. And then after that, I'm trying to remember what we did. Because there was a way up, which took us through another undead citizen, which had a few drop downs, one to another undead citizen and a crystal lizard. Instead of doing that, we went the other way, just to confirm that we could get to the dragoness another way, which we can. Yeah, so we spotted another drop down, but we held it for later. Yeah, so we went back up, dropped down again, hoping to get the crystal lizard, but it bolted before we get to it. Yep. Yep. So yeah, I think we missed all the crystal lizards in that little nest, so I have to go back and get to that. But no, we got one because I switched over to the CN halberd in order to get to the crystal lizard, and then it did work. So I think that one also dropped a twinkling titanite and another shard, and I think another bolt stone or something like that. But yeah, so after that, we collected some of the items strewn about, and then we took on the last of the guardian dragon in the Aeries. Yep. So we killed it. It guarantees to drop a twinkling titanite, petrified dragon bone, and a petrified something. Yep. So we did that. Yep. That led us to the exit. Yeah, it's that little area just on the other side of the rickety bridge. There's some more undead citizens. After that, we went back to that one drop down we passed up. Did the drop down, picked up a brave warrior soul and a Pharaoh's flockstone. Yep. And then we worked back to the first bonfire, up the ladder, and did the zip line drop down. Yeah, because it's a drop down for a great hero soul. You can only get from the zip line. Yeah, so we went across the zip line, did a few tries. The first one we just barely missed, landed on the bridge. Our second attempt, I failed to let go, so we went all the way across. And our third attempt was the charm. Yep, we were able to land on it. I did a plunge attack just so we didn't roll off. Yep, we picked up the great hero soul. I think it gives us like 20,000 souls. Yeah, it's a hefty little soul. And I think that was it. Yeah, I think we worked back to the Ares bonfire and we came here to the shrine. Yep, and that was it. That was it. Short and sweet. Yep. Although Dragon Ares does have a lot of goodies in it. Yep, a lot of upgrade materials, a lot of crystal lizards. I definitely recommend getting if you can. So definitely we'll do that between episodes, that's for sure. Alright. Yep. And that's it. Dragon Aeries. And next episode will be Dragon Shrine. Yep. This little area. A lot more involved than the Dragon Aeries. But definitely going to go through all the nooks and crannies. Yep. Yeah, because there's... I'll leave the... There's... how do I describe it? You're basically ascending towards the ancient dragon at the end, and along the way we're going to have to do some honorable duels against the Drake Keeper Knights. Yep. So there's going to be a bunch of dragon warriors on the side, just to make sure you don't run past it. Run past the Drake Keepers, so... Yeah, so we'll go up, we'll fight the Drake Keepers, we'll leave the Dragon Warriors alone, because they're pretty tough. Yeah, they have like over 2,000 HP, they're humanoid, NPC-like enemies, and they hit hard. So we'll leave the Drake Warriors alone. As long as you don't run past the Drake Keeper or attack them, they won't be hostile. Yeah. Yeah, there's a mimic in here. I think there's another invasion spot for the Forlorn. There's definitely an invader of an ancient dragon. Vincent, I think, is what he's called. It's an ancient dragon invader. And it's also the petrified dragon egg that's here, which we need to give to Marigold for the Dragon Covenant. That's here. The ancient dragons at the very end, who I'm not looking forward to fighting. That's going to be a slog. How to say that? It's going to be a slog. We'll get the Ashen Mist Heart from it. We'll get another Giant Soul from it. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff here. A lot of good stuff. So that's the plan. Next episode, the Dragon Shrine. But again, that's for another episode. And I thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all next time.